Hello, and welcome to Books and Crannies, a book lovers podcast. I am Danielle.
I'm Sarah.
And this is our first episode, y'all.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We're so happy.
We are happy, and welcome to the club.
We're so happy you're here.
So what is it?
Well, we're going to talk about books, y'all.
Yeah, we're going to talk about books. We have a shared, almost unhealthy obsession with books and reading.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though we've been friends forever, I feel like this book obsession now is consuming us. It is our identity.
Well, and I feel like it just started in the last year.
Yeah.
We've really started connecting over books.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I mean, I used to read a lot, and then I stopped reading for a long time, and now I'm big into it.
Yeah. It's a problem.
It
really
is.
is.
I know. So really what we're doing is we're channeling our obsession into a secondary hobby, and it's this podcast. So we are excited you're here. Hopefully you come back for my episodes, but you can expect we're going to pick books that we focus on per episode and talk through them, get through the nitty and gritty. So just expect spoilers. I feel like that'll be in the description, so you should know it's coming. But we're going to talk about all the details. So don't come in thinking that we're just going to give you some stupid vague overview, y'all.
No. We're getting in to all of the crannies.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about other things, other things we're reading, and I don't know, shoot the shit. And,
might play some games.
Yeah. So there's lots of stuff that could be possible in the podcast future, and I hope you join us. But this first episode, I don't know if you've heard it, y'all.
I don't know.
It's pretty unpopular.
Yeah.
And
you probably hate it. It's the worst ever.
It definitely didn't make you dive into a 16 plus book universe at all. But the first book we're focusing on is A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Try that again.
Yeah.
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. Because English is just not my strong suit.
We all know.
It's weird that we chose podcasts as something because of that. ACOTAR.
And today we're going to be going over chapters 1 through 24.
Yeah, so if you haven't read it and plan to, go read it and come back.
Yeah.
Or else we're just going to spoil
We're going to
the
ruin
first half
the
of
entire
the book.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to know all of the secrets without discovering them yourself.
Yeah.
So that's the plan for today. And then who knows what's going to happen. We'll just take it from there.
Yeah.
I do have to disclaim that it is actively New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And there's fireworks afoot.
If you hear any loud booms, we're not farting over here.
I mean, we could play off. We're not farting.
No, we're not farting.
It's not bad at all.
No. We didn't eat beans for dinner. It's fine.
Just tons of beans. That was the only thing we ate for dinner. And also I have dogs, and they might interact.
Large ones.
And,
they're loud.
Quite huge.
Very loud.
Yeah. But just so you know, it wasn't farts. You got to be prepared. Someone would have called us.
Never trust a fart, guys.
Never, not once. Anyways, without further ado,
let's talk some friggin' ACOTAR.
Let's freaking talk it. Oh, we also have to tell you we've already read this.
Yeah.
This is a reread.
Full transparency. It's a reread for both of us.
Yes.
So, tread with caution. I mean, we're going to have a segment later where we talk possible connections.
Yeah, theories, etc.
Yeah.
We're going to do our best to minimize the foreshadowing conversations and what we picked up on the second time through. And we will tell you when we're going to go into theories and otherwise.
Yes.
So yeah, just know that. I'm sorry if we ruined something for you.
We're really going to try our best.
We really mean to, okay?
Yeah.
But we also both love this series. We picked it to kick us off because for both of us, it holds a special place in our heart.
Yeah, and honestly, this series is what made us connect so well on books.
And get back into it.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
And now, problematically.
Yeah.
One might say. It's fine.
Many would say.
It's a good hobby.
Yeah,
okay?
it is.
We're not doing drugs.
No.
God.
I could be spending my money on much worse things.
Yeah, drugs.
Yeah. I mean,
there's other stuff too, I guess.
Only drugs. Only drugs.
That's the only other option. But yeah, it holds a very special place in my heart. I love it so much.
Yeah. Same.
If you haven't read it, please do. And maybe this is your sign.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, read it and then come listen to us chat about it.
We can all be friends.
And if you have read it, which is probably like 90% of the people clicking on this episode,
Come on.
like,
why are you even here if you haven't?
comment,
or haven't thought of it?
Yeah.
Come on.
If you've read it, I hope you enjoy our conversation about it.
Yeah.
And throw your thoughts in the comments, too. Like, I want to
Yeah.
hear what y'all have to say about it, because I'm not smart. That's why. I will probably miss things, is more what I mean.
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
like to
sure.
hear other people's thoughts, too.
I even, like, on this reread of these first 24 chapters, like, saw things that I was like, how did I miss that the first time?
It's glaringly obvious.
Yeah.
Like, coming back to a reread. Well, I mean, I guess that's probably the case in any, like, first-time read.
I'm sure,
especially with, like, these series.
Yeah.
And stuff. But anyway.
For sure.
Setting the scene, y'all. At Qatar, a court of thorns and roses, not thrones. That's an entirely different series. Where do we start?
Where do we start?
So the book. Where does the book start? Feyre.
She's poor.
Yes. Amongst other things.
Her sisters suck.
Yeah, they do.
Nesta especially.
Especially Nesta, truly.
Yeah.
But I feel like the way that both of the sisters are portrayed in this beginning is like they could give two shits.
Oh,
about
yeah.
Feyre.
And
They're
her
both,
father, like, fuck that guy.
I know.
Fuck
that
that
enrages
guy.
me. Getting back into that, I was like, oh, son of a...
Yeah.
But everyone is like relying on Feyre to be the provider for the household
Yeah.
because they've lost their fortune, and she made a promise to her mom, so she feels super obligated to like be that figure.
Yeah.
And I know her dad's injured and stuff, but he's like
come
he
on,
could find
guy.
a way.
Come on.
At least protect her in some capacity.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're poor. Feyre's
poor.
out hunting to feed them
Yes.
and shoots a crazy ass wolf.
This wolf.
Wolf.
Can you believe the wolf?
I cannot. Wolf. I never once heard of that ever.
What is a wolf?
No, but the part when they describe her killing him and talk about how like she shoots him once and then he sort of just like gives up and gives in and like locks eyes and is just like, well, this is my fate.
Yeah.
And lets it happen. And she has that whole thought process of like, it could be a fae.
What if it's a fae?
And why is it looking at me like that?
Yeah.
Like, that's troublesome.
Yeah.
Well, Pharaoh. It was.
It was. You're kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I made a note on how dumb I thought she was in this scenario. Like, you see this wolf. You could easily, I feel like in the situation she was in, she could have turned around and walked away from the wolf.
Yeah.
The wolf didn't know she was there
No.
yet. But she chose to be an idiot.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think, you know, desperate times, desperate measures.
This is true.
Like, she was going after the deer, and I feel like her whole purpose for killing the wolf was to get the deer instead of the wolf. Like, didn't she carry the deer back with her?
Yeah, in the wolf pelt.
Right.
Yeah.
Why'd she skin him?
To sell his skin.
Oh, it's so desperate.
Desperate.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm like, God damn, girl, you're going through this whole, like, yeah, sure, you want a deer, but, like, get a different one. I guess. Never mind. Just let him have that one. Shit.
Yeah, like, walk away.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're trying to fuck with a wolf right now?
Why?
I mean, I know she's got mad hunting skills, but it is,
It's
like,
true.
questionable.
It's true.
It's questionable, especially if you're considering that it might be a fae, because it's an unusual wolf. Like,
Right.
it's big and spooky, more so than a normal wolf would be. Like, relax. So that whole situation was a lot.
Yeah. And then she goes home and her sisters are like, money.
Yeah, what are you going to buy me?
Nesta's like, I need new boots.
Yeah.
Even though she has new boots.
Yeah.
Why you want new boots?
And
Come on.
favors are falling apart and too small. And the sisters are just entitled. And they're not even thinking about, like, sustaining the family household. They're thinking
only concerned
like,
about themselves.
I'm
vanity.
not cute anymore because we lost our fortune. And fucking what's his fuck who wants to marry Nesta?
Oh, what's his name?
I don't know.
I don't remember
I could
either.
probably flip through, but that would take time.
I
What is
actually
this?
don't know if I, like, noted him
I
at
don't know
all
if I care
because-
about him.
No.
But yeah, they want just money and things. The dad doesn't say anything. But I really like how in the first chapter or two, I don't know specific page number. Just get used to that, guys. I'm not gonna reference pages unless it's like a quote that I love.
Yeah.
But like they build Feyre to be this like caregiver, household runner. That's not a phrase. But like the one that's taking charge for the family. And it's clear that she feels like obligated and like trapped in that situation. Like she's the only one who's going to do it. Like Nesta couldn't even chop freaking wood while she was out killing the wolf.
Don't even get me started on Nesta.
It doesn't talk about her much in these first 24 chapters.
It doesn't, but
it gives you
what
a
it
bad
did
taste
talk
in
about
your
her.
mouth.
I'm like, fuck that bitch.
I know, immediately.
What even is her purpose?
Seriously.
Like, really?
I know.
The rage.
The rage. But then they go to sell the pelts, right?
Yeah.
That's the next series of events. And talk to the mercenary.
Yeah, but before she talks to the mercenary, they run into the children of the...
Yeah, I did know that.
The children of the...
Blessed.
The children of the blessed. Yeah.
Which are these Fae worshipping fanatics who come and try to lure people into the children of the blessed and say that life in Prithian, is that how you say it?
That's how I say it.
Great.
Yeah.
Correct us
Might
if we're
be
wrong.
Controversial. Who knows?
I mean, talk about how I say names. That name hasn't come up yet, so we won't say it. But so they go, Children of the Blessed are doing their thing. I did mark down like important story building, and that was one, Children of the Blessed is like a key thing, I think, eventually. But also like iron. They're all wearing iron to prevent Fae from fucking with them. Yeah. And the ash arrow was mentioned too. So like...
Well, yeah, the Fae used the ash arrow to kill the wolf.
Right. So we know that Iron and Feyre are... Iron and Feyre. Iron and Ash...
Ashwood
arrows. Yes. Thank you for filling in my thoughts. The Fae are weak to them or susceptible to them. Like that was mentioned. Yeah. Right. So we'll keep that in the back of our heads. Talk to those guys. And they're like, you fools. Yeah. Nesta throws out some quip, and I liked that part. I was like, turn them down.
That's the only thing I liked. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then the mercenary. Mm-hmm. What did you think about her? I have lots of thoughts and questions about her, and I don't remember anything else about her other than that reaction.
I have things to say about her, but that will be for a later segment. Okay. So
copy.
I can't talk about her right now.
Okay. But that whole situation was interesting, right? She's alluding to the fact that she's killed Fae before, or at least fought them. Yeah. Buys the pelts from her for a lot more money than she would have gotten otherwise, and is like, watch back, essentially, when it comes to Fae. Yeah. That whole lady was mysterious.
She was.
And I feel like it's going to come up if memory serves, but I don't remember. We don't need to talk about
I don't remember either. And so like I said, this will come up later, but I have a theory about her. Oh. I have a theory about her, and it could be like completely shut down later in this series. I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember.
I know we're like, we've read it, but you should also know that our memories are absolute garbage.
We're goldfish.
Yeah. So like, I remember the general scheme of things, but not much. Okay. So she talks to this mercenary, gets her money, goes and bangs freaking Isaac. Isaac
Hale.
That wasn't even the name I was talking about mispronouncing. Isaac, they go and do their thing, right?
It might be pronounced Isaac.
Isaac.
I mean,
it feels aggressive to say it that
does.
way.
I feel like I'm gonna get stabbed with an ice dagger or something.
Yeah, Isaac Hale out. Anyways, fucking Isaac. They have their flingy-ding.
Who... It comes out later, a little bit later in these chapters, that he's, like, engaged. Yeah! And they're still fucking in a barn.
Yeah. I think it was pretty early that they mentioned that. Yeah. They don't put any, like, illusion that they're gonna fall in love and be together. No. Like, Faye was just getting some sort of release and, like, happiness in her miserable life. I guess you gotta... Isaac is, getting her where he can. Fucking Isaac.
Fuck that guy. Yeah. But also, like, kind of fuck Feyre. She knows that he's involved. Yeah. And you're,
But I also feel like a lot.
Do you, I guess.
My assumption here is a lot of, like, marriages in this are sort of, are they casual? Are they, like, arranged in a lot of cases? I don't know. Maybe I'm just making conclusions that have no basis.
But I don't know.
Because, they talked about when Nesta was trying to marry that other guy, they don't have a dowry to, like, pay.
That's true. That's true.
So it could be a very transactional thing.
Yeah.
So
out here selling women.
Yeah, bitches. Even in fantasy world, where the freaking protagonist is a woman.
Friggin' misogyny, man. God.
Anyways, all of that goes down. Mercenary, great, cool. She gave weird tidbits about the Fae.
Yeah, and also gave Feyre a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like, more money than was necessary. Mm-hmm. Which, why? Why did she do that?
Yeah. I don't know. That sucks.
I can't talk about it.
Is it your theory?
It's my theory.
We'll save that for later. Okay. Yeah. And when you said that, now my brain's... Anyway, we'll talk about it later. Okay.
Yeah.
So they leave.
Yes.
Town. Feyre gets home. She doesn't see the new things they bought, but imagine that they did.
Oh, yeah.
They probably kept money.
Yeah, because she said they spent all the money, but I don't remember what they bought.
Yeah. I don't know if they said explicitly or if
either.
Maybe they're just eating treats.
Could be.
Or they...
All Feyre wanted was some freaking salt, man.
Yeah. some flavor for their jerky.
For the deer she killed and hauled all the way back home from the woods.
How dare she ask for more? Or maybe like new arrows. I don't know. Something to sustain the household. Yeah. You little prissy bitches.
Screw all that.
God. Anyway.
Feyre can figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she can.
I slapped the mic. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, sorry if you hear weird shit. Just,
We're working out the kinks. It's our first episode.
Yeah. Stop coming for us.
Quit judging me.
So then.
Boom, boom, boom. Knock, knock. Just kidding. Splintering wood.
Horrible growling. Murderers!
Creepy.
Comes through the door.
Who's this guy? Who is it?
It wasn't even a guy at the time.
Freakin Tamlin.
Tammy.
Ew. I like to call him Tampon.
My phone autocorrects Tamlin to Tampon. That's hilarious.
Fitting.
Yeah. So Tampon comes, makes his entrance.
Yeah.
Is pissed.
Yeah.
About the wolf.
Of course.
So it was Faye after all.
Clearly.
We
all knew that.
Yeah. No surprise here.
Even her dad knew. That's something else that I noted, was that he was so mad when she came in the door with the wolf pelt.
I don't know if I caught it.
He was pissed. He was like, why did you do that?
Why did you
do that, Feyre?
That is the question of a lifetime.
And I think that he knew it was Faye.
Yeah. I mean, it was
because
abnormally
of the size
large.
Of it.
And, like, didn't they describe, like, coloring and stuff, too? Being unusual?
So, I thought that was kind of weird.
That is weird.
How did he know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Theories.
That's interesting. Good point. I want to go back and read that and see what
I think I marked it. I could try to find
what was happening there. But yeah, Tamlin comes through, mad about the Fae, wolf. So that's his connection to this whole situation to start.
Yeah.
And he comes in, right? He's like, who killed him? Who done it? Who else? Would it not be obvious to Tamlin?
You know what also pissed me off about this one? Is that, like, Feyre's dad was standing in front of Elaine and Nesta. But here we are again. Fuck Feyre.
Yeah, I know. And Elaine, or Nesta's, like, standing in front of Elaine. Like, it's like this trickle down of protection and support.
Yeah.
All with Elaine being this, like, tiny baby sweet child.
Sweet little baby angel.
We have to take care of her.
Cuddle.
Even though, aren't both sisters older than Feyre? I'm pretty sure Elaine is the second eldest and then Nesta's the oldest.
I don't know. I feel like Elaine is the youngest, but I could be totally wrong. I have no idea.
I think Elaine is older than her.
I'm gonna look in my little notepad.
Elaine. Soft gasp. Blinked. Blah, blah, blah. The brightness of the fire to find my second eldest sister before me.
Oh,
so
okay.
Elaine is also older than her.
So Feyre is the youngest.
Yeah, she's the baby of the family and somehow made a promise to her mom to protect the rest of them. Like, the mom, we all know, if we've read these 24 chapters, died, right? So she made this promise to her mom on her deathbed to protect the family. Obviously, the mom...
why? Again, why? Why Feyre?
Yeah. And... I mean, the mom must have known that she was the only one, like, capable of doing it. I feel like Nesta has a stick up her ass and doesn't, like, want to get out of the hoity-toity lifestyle that they had.
For sure.
And then Elaine is this delicate flower.
Of course.
And then the dad, after getting bludgeoned and otherwise.
But was that... Yeah, that was before she died, I guess. Because they lost their fortune before the mom died, right?
Maybe. I don't remember. I think so.
I think so. I don't know.
Actually
I feel like I remember highlighting a section that said... like, Feyre said... If my mother had still been alive when we lost our fortune or something. I don't know. I might be totally making shit up in my head.
I mean, that's possible, but yeah, I'm not sure what that order was, if it was before or after. But nonetheless, Mom's dead and tasked the entire protection of the family to Feyre instead of, I don't know, the dad.
Or, like, the eldest.
Yeah, Nesta. So we got on a tangent, but Tamlin's here. He's pissed. He's saying murderers.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what? There's a treaty.
There's a treaty.
Yeah. I can either murder you in cold blood, or you can come on
over to
get
Prithian.
on up to Prithian with me, and you can live your life there.
Yeah. The rest of your life.
Yeah. The entirety of your lifetime.
Yeah.
Here now. Come on, bitch.
Let's go.
And then, I guess minus the shape-shifting. Well, I guess that's not necessarily obvious yet at that point, that Tamlin shapeshifts. He could just be this beast.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, the, next sign of magic is when he puts her out and they travel 2 days. And
but
she doesn't even...
Is it the beast talking to her when he's like, you killed me? Yeah, okay.
He comes in, she, describes him with all his horns and, feline kind of features. And, yeah, so he comes in beast form.
Okay.
Pissed. So it's extra terrifying.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
well, I knew he was in beast form when he came, but when he's, talking to her.
Yeah, he doesn't shift
his
until...
beast can talk?
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't shift back into his human form until
they're in the spring court.
In the house.
Okay.
She doesn't see the mask situation and stuff until they're settled.
Okay. Yeah. I'm remembering now.
Yeah, so Beastie Boy.
Goldfish brain.
Steals her. True, we just read this book. These chapters. But he puts her out, knocks her out with magic, and I also noted a magic...
The tang.
Metallic.
The metallic tang.
Is a signal that magic is happening.
Yeah.
I'm sure just for humans. I doubt the Fae are ooh, metal every time they do magic.
Pennies.
Feels like I just licked one. Yeah, I think they're probably desensitized to that.
I would imagine so. I would imagine.
Yeah.
I would imagine they don't feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they have other senses, but I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they got a lot of senses. They're got
extra sensey.
Really fancy. Sensey. So they get to the spring court. It sounds beautiful.
It really does.
The description of it, I was like, damn, I want to go there.
I do too.
It sounds beautiful. She gets there and is trying to find all of the avenues of agape. I got there in the end. Hopefully you knew what I meant. Listeners,
I don't know if they did.
Escape.
Escape.
So she gets there, looking for all of her ways out.
Yes. And
then they're like, come eat dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Tamlin's like, come sit down, eat. And they mention that they've been taught that you can't touch food from Fae.
Yeah,
because
humans can't eat.
It will make you their slave.
Or drink.
Or whatever.
Fae things.
Yeah. There's a lot of folklore about the Fae. They can't lie, and you can't eat their food, and iron
and ashwood.
All of which Lucian's like, no.
No.
That's trash.
Actually.
Which I thought was hilarious, actually.
Everything but the ashwood.
Yeah, the ashwood is actually legit.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, the teachings are incorrect.
Yeah.
Anyway, come eat. She's like, no, I can't eat your food, bitch. Also, you just kidnapped me. What do you mean?
No.
Just casually. Come on, sit down. And has turned into people now. So she notices all their masks. And is like, what is this trend?
Why you got a bird mask, dude?
Why is it trendy to wear masks in Prithian?
We meet Lucian around this time, which I just have to note that I love him.
I do love Lucian.
I love him.
Got really intense. It shows you the amount in which
she loves him. I love his banter with Feyre.
Yeah. I do love the relationship they built. It's like bickery siblings.
Yeah, exactly.
Even in these first 24 chapters, they get to that point, kind of. You know what I mean?
Especially towards the end,
Yeah. So Lucian. L-Dog comes in. He's pissed because of Andrus. The wolf.
The giant wolf, Kara.
Kara
filled. Please don't die. The Lucian's mad about the wolf.
Yeah, he's pissed.
That they were killed.
Yeah, fair enough. They were buds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd be mad if someone killed you.
I'd be pretty pissed if someone put an ash arrow in your eye.
Yeah. Just a little angry.
I mean, I'd get over it probably, but
Thanks. So they have that weird interaction. She meets Alice.
Oh, Alice. I love Alice. Hearing Alice's backstory made me so sad again.
I know. That was something I marked as sad.
Me too. I think it was the first thing I marked it. No, there was a lot before that. It made me... We've already talked about that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Alice is introduced, and I do love her. Her story.
Her.
She talks about how she's not even from the spring court.
Mm-hmm. She's
just
from
there summer?
Summer, I think?
Question mark? Don't cite us, okay? Do not come for us if we're wrong.
Yeah, no.
But anyway, she's there trying to make money for her sister's kids.
Yeah.
Because her
2
sister
of them
died?
I think so. And her kids aren't in the spring court. I don't know where they are. I don't know if we've learned where they are yet. I don't think we have.
But she gets all sorts of cozy, insists on tunic and pants.
Yeah.
Which,
bitch
like,
doesn't wear a dress.
Yeah.
Don't blame you.
Also,
I don't wear dresses
around
either.
These weird men who kidnapped you looking all hot.
Yeah.
God.
Get out of here.
Alice. You should know better.
Come on.
And then what goes down? A lot of things start happening.
Yeah, it gets kind of a lot at this point.
Yeah. So I feel like she starts trying to get Lucian on her side. So
first, I have to mention, the first night in the spring court, Feyre sets like a trap.
Oh, yeah.
For someone breaking into her room, which I thought was hilarious. Yeah. Like, you think your little snare is going to do something.
I know,
about
even
fairies.
Like having seen Tamlin in his like beast form.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that gonna do? Girl, relax.
Come on.
Get it together. Why'd you shoot the wolf? Why?
Your let me try again. Your survival skills suck, Feyre.
Even though you kept your family alive. Fammy. But yeah, she sets the trap and Alice is like, bruh. Why? Because you destroyed the curtains. How dare you?
Not the curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, then she's like, what can I do to get out of this treaty? She's trying to find a way. And she's like, maybe Lucian. So they go on hunting sprees.
Oh, yeah.
Or she goes on a ride with him. And they encounter the bog.
The bog. It was the bog, yeah.
Where he's like, don't fucking look at it.
Don't look at it.
Don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Pretend it doesn't exist. Or else that bitch is coming for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
And it made, like, it was talking to them, like, talking to her. Like, what was it doing?
Was it?
I feel like it was whispering sweet nothings. Being hella creepy.
Yeah.
We call it the bog.
See if I can find it.
I'm already here.
I also just want to know.
Look at me. Yeah, I kept saying to look at it.
That's right.
And then, it's given bad vibes. Teeth chattered. Oh, okay. Here's what it says. It's really fucked up. I will grind your bones between my claws. I will drink your marrow. I will feast on your flesh. I am what you fear. I am what you dread. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. I will fill my belly with you. I will devour you. Look at me. So this is just like
Yikes.
Sweet nothings being whispered into your ears.
I will devour you.
Just sweet nothings. So that's like your first intro into spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, besides Tamlin in his beast form.
Yeah, but like that's
and
not like, ooh, bad vibes.
Giant wolf that she killed in the woods.
Yeah. Feyre, come on, girl. You could have avoided this whole fucking thing. Although, Tamlin then, eventually goes on to describe the blight. And how it's like diminishing magic and letting all these bad guys into the the courts.
Into the courts.
Past the borders.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, maybe you couldn't avoid it anyway. Even if she didn't end up there, it might have trickled on down to human territory eventually.
Could've, which it's not yet. So
yeah.
would it?
Not yet.
We don't know.
That's why freaking Wolfman was out there. Mm-hmm. He was
looking for a cure for the blight.
He was just, like, trying to be nice.
I know.
And Faye was like, fuck you and all you stand for.
He might have even let her go.
Yeah. Yeah.
She got herself into this
that would have
mess.
been breaking the treaty if he killed her.
Yeah.
So I bet he wouldn't have. Anyway.
No, actually, wasn't the...
What?
Isn't there, like, the treaty doesn't stop Faye from harming humans, but humans can't harm Faye? I feel like that was something that I noted. Like, why? Who would sign that?
Because they had to release all their slaves and, like, let them go. I don't know if that, like, extends to not murdering them.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I feel like it would, right? Like, if you can't own humans, you probably can't murder them.
True.
But I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe if they go into Prithian or something.
Maybe.
They can murder them.
Yeah.
They can do whatever the fuck they want because it's their land.
That sounds right.
Like, you can't cross the border.
Yeah, you can't just, like, go into human territory.
Even though it's, like, magic wall, like, what humans, like, walking through it. Maybe the children of the blessed. How do they get through? Where there's wall hole. Where there's wall. Where is there wall hole?
Where there's wall hole, there's a way.
Oh, dumb. Okay, so then we hear about the bog. Bog's spooky. He says, I'm gonna eat you, bitch. Look at me.
Yeah.
And then we find out that, like...
And then we go home.
They go home, and Tamlin's like, oh...
I'm Tamlin. I'm big scary man.
I'm gonna go murder.
I'll go kill Bog.
And we find out that he's the only one who can.
Yeah.
Right? Which, like, ooh, what's that mean?
Yeah.
Huh?
A little foreshadow, maybe?
Into the chapters we're reading for this episode. So he goes and hunts the Bog. He's hunting lots of stuff. He's just out there murdering. So, it, like, they don't even tell you about all of the shit that's out and about. Was it tickling?
Danielle was holding a pad of paper, and her paper was flapping and tickling my knee.
I apologize.
It's okay.
I didn't mean it.
It just scared me a little bit. I thought it was a bog.
It will devour you. I want a little bog. What does it even look like?
I don't know if I want a bog.
Yeah, it sounds scary.
Why would you want something that tells you I will?
What I mean is like a little cutesy figurine to put on my bookshelves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a real life bog.
Not a real life bog. I don't want to be eaten.
Where's the fun in that?
If I have to ignore a bog every day of my life in order to survive while it says, look at me.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm going to eat you. I'm good. No thanks.
All right, well.
So yeah.
I guess I won't get you a bog for Christmas.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. So Tamlin's doing his thing. What happens then?
I feel like...
Is it cereal time?
No, that's later, because we meet the Naga first.
The Puka.
The Puka. Where did you get Naga?
Naga is a thing, but not yet.
Okay.
That happens later.
Have we read that?
The Naga, they come when the cereal is there.
They're
right. What comes and like tries to eat everyone.
I'm not crazy. Okay. The Puka.
So yeah,
the Puka appears as her father outside of her window.
Yeah, which I was like, no way.
Why would he?
He didn't even
try to stop
Tamlin. I did
Tamlin.
mark as like a quote that I liked a lot. His goodbye to her when she was taken.
Oh, me too.
Because it was like, one, you're a freaking asshat, but also like, it was sad at the same time. Like, you're so much better than this. Like, you need to get out and never come back, essentially, is what he's saying. And I was like, well, that's really depressing. Okay, I got it. You were always too good for here, Feyre, too good for us, too good for everyone. He squeezed my hands. If you ever escape, ever convince them that you've paid the debt, don't return. Don't ever come back. You should go somewhere new and you should make a name for yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, he recognizes that she deserves better than what she's getting. But
Which
anyway.
I feel like was the first time that we even saw, like, any emotion towards her from him.
Yeah. We didn't really get much in the way of insight to all three of them.
True.
Just like small snippets. But yeah, that was the most that he said. I feel like he didn't even talk before then. We also didn't talk about...
He did like talk to Tamlin a little bit and try to like,
yeah,
please, good sir, don't take her.
Yeah. He probably sounds like that. But the puka comes up and he's like, yo, I'm your dad. Trying to
outside her window, throwing pebbles at her window.
We already talked about how you getting up there.
Yeah.
Except for those blessed children.
How you walking. I mean, it was a 2-day journey on a horse, so it was probably like...
he can't even hunt for
a
them.
week and a half of him hobbling through the forest.
Yeah. So that's ridiculous. But of course, she's like, oh my God, he came to save me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him, obviously.
Even though she was told to keep her senses about her.
Yeah.
With all these weird fae creatures around.
Right.
And so she follows this puka. And the way that they described the puka was really interesting and cool. How it, like, I don't know, shimmered into different items as it was, like, walking past.
Yeah.
Once she started noticing that it wasn't actually her father. And Tamlin's like, look at it, you dumb bitch. Like, it's not your dad. And it's like, a crate. And then it, like, shimmers and goes into something else.
This was another thing that I, like, marked as sad because, you know, the puka, like, takes your deepest desires and wants.
I know.
Transforms into that. And I was like, poor Feyre.
I mean, she's always wanted her dad to show up for her.
Yeah.
Like, she understands that he's been bludgeoned and is not the man that he once was.
Right.
And whatever. But, like, no daughter wants to be just, like, cast aside by her father.
Right.
And or put on the position of, like, you're the adult in this family, not me.
Right.
The man who made you.
Right.
Like, you didn't have a choice in being created.
Right.
And now I'm just going to fuck you over left and right. Yeah, fair. It is very sad.
Yeah.
And then, of course, she's crushed. Because, like, she's like, oh, this is my one way out. She hasn't found any other avenue that might get her out of this treaty. And she's like, somehow my dad found something. Like, oh, my God, I'm going to get out of here. So that's sad.
Yeah.
But another magic creature.
Yeah.
All of these creepy fae.
We're starting to...
Oot in a boat.
We're starting to... Oot in a boot. We're starting to meet a fair amount of...
magic folk.
Magic fairies.
Creepy guys.
Creepy things.
Most of them are creepy thus far.
Yeah. I think all of them are.
Yeah, to some extent.
Yeah.
But then she loses all this hope of getting out of the treaty, so she wants to ask the Suriel. Because she's heard that you can ask them anything and the Suriel will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And she goes, solution is like, how do I do this shit?
Yeah.
Which I love this part of the book.
Me too.
I love that part of the book.
He's like, basically, here's how I would do it.
Yeah.
If I were you, and I totally won't be out hunting in the woods able to hear someone scream if they might come about one.
Lucian's like, yeah, you definitely shouldn't do that, but I'm going to give you every answer.
Yeah.
So she freaking trots away and sets up her trap and catches the Suriel.
Catches the Suriel. Asks him all of the questions.
Yeah. She finds out Tamlin's high fae.
Yeah.
So now she knows that he is the almighty of the Supreme Court.
And learns that there's no way out of the treaty.
Yeah, there's nothing to be done. Yeah. And his whole, like, ominous warning is to stay with Tamlin.
Stay with the High Lord.
With the High Lord. To stay safe. And that, like, he'll get her through all of this.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay, great. Super.
I'm going to stay with him then.
I'm going to stay with him, I guess.
Yeah.
That guy.
Freaking Tampon.
Tampon out here. But then the Naga come.
The Naga come.
I was shook that she actually killed one or two of them.
She
killed one. Like,
yeah.
she actually killed one.
Yeah.
I was like, how? Aren't they more magical than that? Like, if you can't kill a high fae, I guess they're not high fae, so
they're
maybe
not.
They're more, susceptible to death.
Yeah.
So just a shot with a normal arrow was fine.
I guess.
Yeah.
Which,
she murdered
good
one
aim.
of them. Yeah, shit.
Why couldn't you get the other ones? Come on.
Work harder.
And she also decides to free the Suriel, who's still trapped in her trap.
Yeah.
Which, way to go.
Which later on, like,
it will
someone
benefit.
Comments on, like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
In these chapters. Or, like,
I think it was Tamlin.
Or, like, shows your character.
I'm surprised that you did that. It shows your character,
Yeah. So Surliels is freed. Feyre's on the run. Tamlin shows up.
Yeah.
Were you surprised that it was Tamlin?
No.
Yeah, I guess he's been, like, scouting and murdering things.
Yeah, and I also feel like he's, like, weirdly obsessed with Feyre anyways.
Yeah, I feel like he gives that vibe very quickly. Like, he gets all awkward and shy around her or something. Like, that's what's implied, and Lucian's even like, he doesn't know how to talk to
Yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, he's like enamored with this little human lady.
Yeah.
So
They also, I mean, Lucian, you will like overhear a conversation with Lucian and Tamlin where Lucian is like, we're running out of time. You need to do this. And you don't really know what they're talking about yet. I know that we learn later in the book what they're talking about. But I get major, like, Beauty and the Beast vibes where, like, he's got to fall in love to break the curse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You gotta find your match or else you're gonna be a beast forever.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna be stuck with this fucking mask forever.
So he's like, it's gotta be this human lady because none of these fae bitches want me.
Because I'm a tampon.
But I can exert my manly fae-ness on Feyre and she'll fall in love with me. Yeah.
Puny little human. You have no willpower against this chest.
The chest, specifically. Not like the talons hiding under the skin.
No. She's got to fall in love with him, not like be murdered by him.
Yeah, I guess. So they escape the Naga. They're on their way. And then what goes down?
What happens?
I already forgot. But the Naga, Hammond kills him. I feel like they then...
Does he kill him? Or just scare him away?
I'm pretty sure he murders him.
I'm sure he does. Oh, yeah, because he's covered in blood.
Yeah.
And he touches her cheek.
Yeah.
He caresses Feyre's cheek. That's, like, the first time that we see him, like, oh, is he maybe starting to catch some feels?
Yeah. Yeah, he is starting to get a little bit soft.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely murder them because they're both covered in blood. They get back, take baths. She does, at least. And they get a little more backstory on Alice with her situation. And then that's when Lucian's like, all of what you've learned about Faye is a lie. So, like, don't pay attention to that. They have some, like, joking conversation. And move on to flirting a little bit at the end. She mentioned...
Also here, like, right after he kills the Naga, we learn a little bit about Tamlin's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, learn about his parents and how they died.
And how he, like, wasn't meant for the... Sorry if you heard that, y'all.
Wasn't meant
for the... I promise. If you watch the video on YouTube, you'll know. I guess you wouldn't see a fart, but...
They also can't see your knees.
Just disregard all of it. Anyway.
Forget it.
Yeah, they mentioned he, like, wasn't meant for the throne, but then he started getting so powerful and fancy that they were like, well, it's obvious.
Yeah, and it was sad.
And his brothers were pissed.
Sad to, like, learn about how his parents died, and also that, like, his brothers wanted to murder him.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of life is that, man?
Yeah, I know.
God.
That's terrible. Yeah. It reminds me of another book I read where, like... Never mind. It's literally another SJM series.
Literally.
So forget I said anything. But yeah, and we also learn about Lucian a little bit too in like a similar time about how they killed his brothers. Like he left.
Yeah, Lucian is from the Autumn Court.
Yeah. Didn't he, like, lose his title or something?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Anyway, there was a whole, like, piss and fit over that, too.
Yeah.
Like, the heir must be so-and-so.
Yeah.
And then Tamlin and Lucian killed his brothers.
I think it's interesting that, like, the Fae, what is the word I'm looking for? Like,
the Fae hierarchy.
Like the crown or the throne or whatever doesn't automatically go to like the youngest heir. It goes to, I don't remember how it works, but
yeah,
it's something else.
Yeah.
So like you got to murder your siblings if you want to take over the throne.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I know, but he didn't like any part of Autumn Court.
Yeah.
And said him. Goodbye. I'm gonna go stay with good old Tampon and be buds.
Yeah.
And then Feyre starts talking about the art gallery and wanting to see all of that. Mm-hmm. And also sprinkled in there is that she can't read or write, which like just like bolsters her story of being neglected.
Yeah.
And I'm not going in any specific timeline with these facts, but
No.
like she, you know, makes lists of words that I thought was very sweet when eventually Tamlin like creates
Finds
them
it
into
and makes a poem.
Yeah, but they're like dirty poems that you would speak on the battlefield, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
and they laugh about it, and that's a cute like bonding moment. Like they start having these like little flirtatious moments in between all of it.
Yeah.
Where Tamlin is like softening up a little bit and they're making like jokes with one another. And she's
and
also
Feyre's
like, I'm hot and bothered by him.
Constantly noting like his abs and his
his
arms
body,
and his body.
And talking about feeling like warmth to her core.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, it's getting saucy.
I know we're not directly into spice at this point, but they're playing on that.
We're getting there.
They're dancing on that line.
We got there a little bit at the end when he after calling
my god.
Yeah.
I love that, and also it fucks me up. Okay, we're like, it's fine.
We're going forward a little bit.
I'm doing a little bit of like fast-paced bits because there's a lot of stuff that happens in between that you're like, okay. So they get the surreal that happens. They come back. They're doing like hunting expeditions together. Tamlin keeps giving her tours around the house, gives her the study to like try to read, and all of that good stuff. They get her paints.
He takes her to the pool of starlight.
That was romantic.
Oh, I liked that a lot.
I did.
I also
too.
loved the world building in that.
I know.
And talking about the clearing and the.
Yeah, it's called something else. I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of the word right now, but...
But yeah, the starlight pool is cool, and they swim together.
I just kicked the chair,
and
I'm sorry.
That's fancy, too. It's okay. Hopefully it doesn't register, but if it
hope
does,
not.
it also wasn't a fart.
Yeah.
But they have these, like, bits of pieces where they're definitely building some sort of romance.
Yeah.
Where it's like Tamlin is becoming a little softy.
Yeah.
And
then, I love it and I hate it all at the same time. Because I don't know. Tamlin's like a controlling, like, there's little bits and bobs here and there where, like, Feyre will do something and he's like, you can't do that.
Yeah, but then also says live your life how you want while you're here.
He just, he makes me mad.
He's back and forth. I feel like he's just, like, brooding. Like, he's clearly upset that he is where he is.
Yeah.
And, like, you mean, there's a lot going on. Sure, like, the blight is affecting him, and he's having to defend his land and see
and the
all
curse
of these
on
horrible...
his territory.
The fairy with the wings cut off.
Oh, no. I forgot about that. That broke the worst scene in this chunk of chapters. I know.
And the fact that Feyre just sat with him until he died, that was another quote
Shows her character.
Yeah, that was another quote that I pulled that I was just like, she says, like, I wouldn't want to die alone either. Like, you deserve that regardless if you're Fey or human. And I was like, ugh.
See if I can find it because I definitely have notes on this.
Yeah.
Hold, please. The way she describes, I'm just going to read this tiny little section. Blood oozed from the black velvety stumps on the fairy's back. The wounds were jagged, cartilage and tissue severed in what looked like uneven cuts, as if she'd sawed off his wings bit by bit. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ow!
It's brutal. I know, and he just keeps saying she took my wings. So then we're starting to get into this, like, who's she? Like, this grandiose she is being mentioned.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if, like, Feyre at one point mentions dreaming about a she, and I don't know if that's the same she. I wrote that down as a question. Like, she was dreaming about some paled, red-lipped woman. You know what I mean?
I can't speak about this in this segment.
Not yet. But yeah, she's, there's mentions to she's like this mysterious woman.
Yeah.
And sort of alluding to some sort of like treaty with this woman.
Oops.
My dog is also bumping the chair, so sorry about that.
I also wanted to read this one little part.
Yeah.
Just because I like this. I mean, I didn't like this because it's really sad, but I thought it was beautiful. Cauldron save you. Mother hold you, pass through the gates, and smell that immortal land of milk and honey. Fear no evil, feel no pain. Go and enter eternity. I just liked that. I thought it was really pretty.
That is really beautiful.
And then the little paragraph after that was real sad because the fairy died.
I know. That was terrible. That whole scene was terrible.
And Tamlin has to tell Feyre to let him go. He's gone.
I know. She, like, stays with him for so long that he has to pull her away.
Okay, I'm going to read a little bit more.
There's fireworks in front of us. We can see them. Update. My dog is pissed.
So then Tamlin, talking to Feyre, says, "You dislike our kind on a good day, and after Andras.
Like, what
so
made
why?
you,
Because I wouldn't want him to die alone. Mm-hmm. Because I'd want someone to hold my hand until the end, and a while after that. That's something everyone deserves, human or fairy."
Yeah. I really loved that quote too, and marked it down as one that was so sad. That whole section was really upsetting.
Yeah,
and I had forgotten about it before this reread. I know, it's so upsetting, and it starts to show what sort of mishaps are happening. And then of course we start heading then to the Great Rite.
Yeah,
but they encounter the Adder around this time too. Ator.
Ator.
A-T-T-O-R.
In my brain, I say Ator.
Ator.
But I don't know. Ator.
Ator. Adder.
Ator.
Adder feels too informal. Adder.
I'm going to call it the Ator.
Ator.
I don't know.
Sure. But they're coming back through the courtyard to go to the house in preparations for the Great Rite. Yeah. After they had gone on a ride. Maybe to the...
I think it was a different one.
Maybe to the pond.
I think it was a different one.
Okay, regardless, they come back, and then, they talk to this mysteriously invisible, creepy voice, while Feyre can't see anything that's going on, and Happy New Year! It won't at all be New Year's Eve when this is released, but...
I missed it by a minute.
I know, dang it.
Happy New Year, newbie.
And the Ator says some cryptic shit. What's he on about?
Let's see. I can't see my colors in here.
But of course, Tamlin is you gotta hide. Don't make yourself known. And they have a conversation about the Ator. I bet I have it marked very... Oh, okay.
I am certain that I do too, but...
She sets them loose as gifts. Okay, so they're sort of talking about the things that are dumped on the land. All of the creatures that Tamlin's been killing. And, speaks of... So they're talking about this mysterious she and how she wasn't pleased about him, dispatching warriors to kill off all these creatures and just asking them to... Continued behavior is garnering a lot of interest at court. She has begun wondering why I haven't given up yet, and why poor Naga would have wound up dead not too long ago. So this mysterious she is mad that Tamlin's killing off all these evil guys on their land. And of course probably leaves cryptic messages about she's gonna send more. She sets them loose as gifts and reminders of what will happen if she catches you trying to break the terms of, and it cuts off. So we don't get the full explanation of what terms they're breaking, but they have this weird cryptic conversation with the Ator. Feyre doesn't see it. The Ator does not see Feyre. That's a whole thing. Yeah. And then we're headed to the Great Rite. Yeah. Which, what the fuck is that all about?
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
I had, questions about this, because I don't remember this from the first one, because, I feel after Mist and Fury, I just forgot everything about ACOTAR.
That's fair.
So I was why is Feyre so drawn to the music? And then I was do they need a human sacrifice? And they're all humans are super attracted to the music from Callan Mai? Or... Yeah.
I don't know. It does sound like this, it's described as being feral and alluring. Yeah. Something that she just can't. She's also just an idiot. We've established that.
Very fair point.
She's killing wolves and shit. And Tam's no, you can't come. It's very freaking fairy. And she's don't care.
I'm gonna come anyways.
I haven't seen several evil fae
just
everywhere. I'm just gonna go ahead and join a giant party of them without knowing anything about it.
Yeah.
So, of course, she goes out and sticks her nose around and tries to find out what's going on and, like, gets cornered by 3 creepy guy fays and then some dark, mysterious fae comes and pulls her away.
Yeah.
And for anyone who's read this series before, we're all like, ha! But, she gets pulled away by a dark, mysterious fae who, of course, is, like, you know, charming and spooky and dark and mysterious. I said that again.
Extra mysterious.
Yeah. So then you're questioning, like, ooh, who's this guy? Like, what does he have to do with anything?
And she says, let me see if I can find it.
She's, like, asking him if he's a part of the Supreme Court, and he's very much not. But it's because, you know, on Calanmai, the Night Court, I'm pretty sure he mentions that.
Yeah.
Can travel wherever they want. So they can, like, cross borders on Calanmai. And they have an interaction.
She says when the man saves her, standing before me was the most beautiful man I'd ever seen.
So he's dark, mysterious, and beautiful. So beautiful. So that happens. But then, of course, she finds out that this great rite is insane. Like, they're just, like,
Feral.
banging.
Feral.
They're all hopped up on magic and
Yeah.
fucking, literally fucking. And, like, it sends it back into the earth and recycles it. And it's, like, this whole thing where, like, Tamlin's not going to know who he is, essentially.
Yeah.
And Lucian has to bring her back to the house and be like, stay here,
like, what the
because
fuck are
he's
you
probably
doing?
going to kill you by banging you. Like, get out of here. And then you get that first interaction between Tamlin and Feyre that's like, ooh, we're getting saucy.
Yeah. And Lucian says, what does he say? Tonight is not for lovemaking.
Yes. It is not lovely and soft and sweet. Not for lovemaking. And then Tamlin gets back after all this has gone down, which that whole great rite is wild to me.
Wild. Yeah.
Wild to me. Also, actually, I have to save that. So he gets back and he's still, like, coming down off of his freaking great rite Calanmai celebration.
Yeah.
And, like, gets her against the wall and bites her or bruises her, at least, in some capacity.
Oh, no, it
they have
says
this-
she's, like, he's kissing on her neck, and, like, so it's, like, a hickey.
Okay,
on
she
her
gets a
neck.
hickey. Ooh!
He's vacuuming her neck.
They're like, they're like in the first phases of high school. It's a sloppy hickey. But they have some sort of sassy moment there, and then they make out, and she's like, ooh, likes it a little bit.
I slapped the mic with my book.
And then
Sorry.
they start, like, flirting more.
Yeah.
After that.
Yeah.
After that interaction. She wears a pretty dress to see him.
Mm-hmm.
They start having more interactions where they're alone, and she's not, like, shitting her pants about it.
Yes.
And starts painting a lot. The favorite part, they build up that artistic thing from the very beginning. Like, all of what she's painted in her little hovel or whatever that they call it.
Yeah.
And, like, has different paintings for each sister and all of this cutesy stuff. And now she's painting what she sees in the Fae world. And like,
painting
can't quite
Tamlin
capture it.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me laugh when she, like, called them Fae pigs or something and then went and painted them as pigs. And they all laughed about it too. I was like, that's good.
That one
so they're, like,
made me
becoming buddy-buddy. Like, their relationship is advancing to be, like, informal with each other. And not all tense and weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting kind of cute.
It is getting kind of cute.
I hate that I like it.
Yeah. The flirtation and stuff.
Yeah.
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 I also just love Lucian and Feyre's relationship
I do
build too.
They're my favorite.
They're definitely becoming
Right
buddies.
now, yeah.
And he's just, like, poking fun and being, like, an annoying brother.
Yeah.
And it's very cute.
It's very bantery.
Yeah.
It's not like, I don't know. I feel like Lucian, aside from, like, the night he saves her from the Great Rite, saves her.
Pulls her away from being an idiot.
Yeah. I feel like they're never, like, serious together.
No.
It's always, like, joking around and being goofs.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
And
I
then,
love them.
yes. After the Great Rite, is that, like, close to the last chapter
Yeah.
that we read? Because then you end on this, like, weird
Oh, no.
cliffhanger.
The guy oh, no, never mind.
Oh no. And then Tamlin and Feyre go, this is when the pool happens, maybe. Or they're laying in the grass together and he, like, releases all of his glamour.
Oh, yeah.
So she, like, starts experiencing magic to the fullest. And I
Yeah.
even, like, underlined something that was, like, one of the quotes. I'm sorry, I'm not faster at it, guys.
Full transparency here. This is the first time either of us have ever
facts on facts
annotated books for the fun of it, and we got a little overzealous.
Yeah, 15 categories.
15
we
categories.
We shouldn't expose ourselves like that.
I have maybe 10 pages in all 24 chapters that don't have tabs on them. So because I feel like everything is the most important thing ever.
Yeah. Every single word is the most important text you've ever read in your life.
Now when I want to talk about things, I can't find them because so everything is tabbed.
Definitely, reel it in.
Yeah, we'll get the hang of it. You know?
Okay, don't come.
We're learning, friends.
But yes, he lifts the glamour so she can like smell everything to the fullest, see everything to the fullest. She sees him without a glamour and is like struck by his beauty.
And she tries to pull his mask off.
It won't come. But she says like magic, everything was magic and it broke my heart. And I underlined that because I was like, that's how I feel about these fucking books. Like, this jam gets me going. I'm like, God damn it, I love it so much, and it also destroys me at the same time. But yeah, so she's starting to see the actual world for what it is and comes back and sees like Alice as like a
she like
bark colored skin, like very much like, fairy that you might think of more than just like a pretty person.
Yeah.
But like,
and I love that she woke up or saw Alice and was like, "Where's Alice?"
Yeah. And Alice is like, "What do you fucking mean?
Are you crazy?"
And I
am Alice.
I also love that there was a ton of glamored people on site, like all of the servants and shit, and she's just like running after the puka,
sneaking around.
And Tamil like laughs about it. He's like, "Yeah, no, you weren't sneaky at all."
Yeah, stealing chicken carcasses from the kitchen.
Which is kind of messed up that they just like kept so much of it from her. Like I kind of understand why they did, but I'm like, what else are they glamoring?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But that's a crazy moment for her, I'm sure. I can't even imagine. Like, your whole world is just burst open because he's like, let me kiss you on the eyeballs.
I'm going to kiss your eyes.
And then you will see. I have saved you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. And then I'm like, what else is glamored?
Right.
And that the power that you have to be able to do that. And the fact that he glamored her whole family to just be okay with her absence. And like,
yeah. She's taking care of her dying aunt.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then it wraps up that chapter with like cliffhanger. Not cliffhanger so much as like introducing Night Court.
Yeah.
More fully. Yeah. And talking about the head that was found in their pond.
The head.
And how the Night Court has no rules. They run by their own law. They're like unruly.
Wasn't the head like skewered on a statue or something?
Yeah. It was.
The next morning, I found a head in the garden. Just casual.
Casual. And so they're starting to paint this Night Court as some sort of like opposing force. Like they live by their own law, and are, scary, spooky. Court posturing. The Night Court is deadly.
Tamlin says the Night Court does what it wants. They live by their own codes, their own corrupt morals.
Yeah.
They're all sadistic killers.
Mm-hmm. And this is their lord's idea of a joke.
They delight in torture of every kind and would find this sort of stunt to be amusing.
Yeah. Spearing a head. That's hilarious. Yeah. So that's where we leave off. After chapter 24. A lot happened in that time.
A lot.
Yeah. I guess it's half a book, but.
Yeah, I feel like the beginning, like I have a note somewhere. Let me look. Just kidding. I have notes from page 4.
that is the beginning.
I was going to say, I felt like it didn't start to like pick up until chapter 5, but I have notes from pages 4 and 5.
It does. I mean, I feel like you got a little bit of world building before it got too crazy, but it's sprinkled in everywhere. I feel like we still know nothing about Prithian at this point.
We know about Spring Court.
We know that there's courts. Oh, the mural that she found in the study was wild.
Oh, yeah, I have
where it like showed all of the different courts. It showed the like tiny sliver of land, and then it mentioned the island, like this one fake-controlled island that only had to give up their slaves, but that was about it. Like, it's just a king ruling in this island to the, whatever, west. So that's dropped. Yeah. And then they talk about the war a little bit, about how, the humans just died a bunch and fucking they got fucked over because, obviously. Yeah.
the lesser species.
Even though the Fae were, like, portrayed as gods to them.
Right.
And they just came in like, nope, you're out.
Nope.
And what's also messes with me about this map, too, is, like, the entire continent that we just don't really focus on very much.
Yeah.
At least not yet. Like, we're only on this tiny little sliver. Prithian is this small space between the island that is one king and then
Right.
this giant continent.
Right.
That, like, has not been mentioned at all.
Yeah.
Come to chapter 24, it's like we're not even anywhere near what's about to go down, y'all.
I want to know, too, like, is there more to the Mortal Lands, or is this it?
Right. Is that where it cuts off at that
Because that's
corner?
tiny compared to the Fae
Well, I
territory.
mean, look at Prithian. It's like a boot at the bottom of this piece of land.
Yeah.
It's very, very small. Like, the mortals are given nothing.
Yeah.
And then...
I didn't even notice it on that map of Prithian. Duh.
That's Feyre's town.
Well, I wasn't looking at that. I
That's
was just
okay.
looking at this.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the mural, but that,
Yeah.
like, painted a whole backstory picture,
Yeah.
too, of the war fought for land and
Yeah.
rights and
Yeah.
etc.
I have theories about that, too.
Okay.
So.
Well, y'all, that was the first 24 chapters.
Well, hang on.
It was not concise. I'm sorry. Tell me more.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you have any, like, favorite quotes from this section of the book?
Yeah, I know I talked about a couple of them. Let me, like, make sure I know what color tab it is, guys, of the fucking 15.
I also can't see the color of my tabs very well in
That's
this
fair. We
lighting.
are kind of in, like, a cozy little dark corner. Actually, our shelves are really cool, guys. So if you're only listening, you should check out Books and Crannies on YouTube.
And you should check out our TikTok, too.
Yes.
And watch us put these
also
shelves
Books and
together.
Crannies. Yes. Because they're very cute.
Yeah. We worked real hard on them.
They're, yeah. But the magic, everything was magic, and it broke my heart was one of them. For me, I didn't get too many, but I tried. I started as like, this is relatable, but I'm like, it's a fantasy novel. How much is going to be relatable to my life? The other one was what we read too about the Fae with his wings cut off, because I wouldn't want to die alone, because I'd want someone to hold my hand until the end. And a while after that, there's something everyone deserves, human or Fae. That was another one I marked. And then I think there is at least one more. Let me find it. Oh, and then when Lucian was talking about Tamlin being sort of like a hard-headed leader and stuff, he was saying, you don't hold on to power by being everyone's friend, and among the fairies, lesser and high fae alike, a firm hand is needed. We're too powerful and too bored with immortality to be checked by anything else. I felt that just, like, painted a picture of what it is to be immortal.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know, they just are so bored with this, like, insane magical power that they have that they need to be, like, slapped into shape because they just have so much freedom in life.
Yeah.
I thought that was powerful and
like
interesting. That. Yeah. You're good.
If you're watching on YouTube and you see some weird light,
no, you
sorry. Just ignore it, okay?
I think those were the ones I caught. But yeah. What about you? Did you have any fave quotes?
I do. I have a couple. I might have read some of them already. I'm trying to go through them right now. One of them was at the very beginning of the book when I said, there was nothing.
Nothing
It was boring.
interesting. It all sucked.
This is Feyre, obviously. Once I dreamed and breathed and thought in color and light and shape. Sometimes I would even indulge in envisioning a day when my sisters were married. Oh, that was not part of it. Let me restart. Once I dreamed and breathed and thought in color and light and shape. I couldn't even remember the last time I'd done it, bothered to notice anything lovely or interesting. I liked that quote. I thought it was sad, but...
It is sad. It's like, melancholy.
Yeah.
But also insightful. Like,
also kind of
looking at
relatable.
your work.
Like,
yeah.
I go through periods when I'm like...
Absolutely. It's not as bright and magical.
Things are dull and sad.
Yep. I like that quote, too. What else?
Oh, I also have the quote from Feyre's dad when she was leaving, telling her not to come back. That was one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah, that's another one that I forgot.
I have a few. So
we read that one at least, but yeah.
I also have highlighted the
The ominous chuckle and then silence.
We talked about this already, but when Feyre refused to put a dress on.
Yeah.
And Lucian says, I'm trying to find it, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I think I put a laugh tab.
Oh, it was actually Tamlin who said, because killing us is easier in pants.
Absolutely, Tamlin. Tampon. Do you have any other ones?
I feel like I have one. Let me see if I have it written down.
Okay.
If not, we can move on.
I'm also going to tell you some parts that made me chuckle.
Okay.
As you're looking.
Favorite quote. I found it. I had it written down, guys.
Yes. What is it?
Well, I have to find the actual quote. I just had the page number
written
down.
We're talking about Tamlin being awkward, and I feel like part of that, like, wearing a pants and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to talk to a lady.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the parts that made me laugh was when she, like, comes down to eat and had bathed and stuff, and he's like, well, you look better than before, and your hair is clean. I'm like, oh, flattery. He's trying really hard.
That makes me laugh because sometimes, like, okay, at Christmas, I hugged one of my aunts and she was like, oh, your hair smells really good. And I said, thanks, I washed it.
It's like when you have a dress with pockets.
Yeah. Thanks, it has pockets. Or thanks, it was on sale.
I got it at the thrift store. Did you get your quote?
I'm looking.
I also thought it was funny when they awkwardly asked her about Isaac. What's his name? Isaac. Now he has like 4 different variations.
Isaac.
And he's like, and do you love anyone else? And there's just like awkward. She gets pissed. Like, is that really what you want to know about me? Is like my fucking love life, you weirdos? That made me chuckle.
I'm working on it. I have a lot of things highlighted on this page.
You're good. I'm just looking at my funny moments. Oh, I also laughed when Lucian just spilled the beans that everything was a lie. Like, we can definitely lie to you. We're actually really good at it.
Yeah. And iron doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
I don't know why I have this marked as my favorite quote, because now that I'm reading it, I'm like, okay.
How far is it in? Oh, it's pretty
It's
far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to read it just because.
Yeah, no. If it's a marked one, tell me.
Liked it in the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to even see what this is about.
It's okay.
I'm just going to read it.
Yeah.
It wasn't simply that it was the most beautiful place I'd ever been to, or that it filled me with both longing and mirth, but it just seemed right, as if the colors and lights and patterns of the world had come together to form one perfect place.
I love that. Is that when they go to the pool of starlight or whatever? It might be that place. They're going to, what is it even called? I feel like we should know the word for it. But nonetheless, they go to the clearing. I'm pretty sure that's when that happens. Yeah, nothing would have done it justice when we arrived. I couldn't paint it. Like, nothing would have done it justice. It was that moment.
Okay.
I do like that quote.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I enjoyed it.
What I was thinking,
That's
but...
a good one. Well, I love that. That was good.
Yeah.
And very in-depth and longer than I expected it to be, you guys.
Yeah.
But we got through 24 chapters. And we want to hear your thoughts about the first 24 also. So if you have read it along with us, you should drop some comments about some stuff.
For sure.
Or like DM us on something.
Or if like
Socials.
we missed anything super important.
Yeah.
Let
if
us
we're
know.
like idiots, you didn't even catch this moment and talk about it. It's possible we forgot.
It's true.
So remind us.
Again, we're goldfish.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We'll be on all the things as Books and Crannies.
Yeah.
So you can find us.
Yeah.
Books and Panties?
Whoa! Books and
That's
Panties.
an entirely different podcast.
Where we only read spicy books.
Books and Crannies podcast is where you can find us on most things. But anyway, you guys, the time has come.
The time has come.
The time has come that we were warning you about. Yeah. We're going to take 5 minutes exactly.
Exactly 5 minutes.
After we say start. Not that one, but the next one. Exactly 5 minutes. So if you do not want to hear anything about theories across books or series or spoilers that are beyond what has been read.
Yeah, even for the rest of this book.
Yeah, if you don't want to hear about any of that, then skip ahead.
Exactly 5 minutes.
Exactly 5 minutes.
From when we say start.
From when we say start.
Start.
I start. I gotta get my notes. Hold on, I gotta prepare. But you gotta skip ahead 5 minutes. We don't want to spoil it for you. We really talked about this and thought about it. We're trying to be nice, okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
So,
are you ready?
All right, hang on. Let's wait for a good... I'm gonna...
Dead air for like 15 seconds.
All right, ready, start. Okay,
all right.
So...
Rapid fire, go. What's your first one?
God,
or I'll tell you mine. I'm ready.
Yeah, go.
So I was thinking about the shapeshifting aspect, right, with Tamlin and how he can shapeshift other people.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if, like, in relation to Throne of Glass, all of their shapeshifters, if that's, like, something passed down from, like, a Tamlin-like person.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking, like, they have all of these gods in Throne of Glass, like Mala and stuff. Are those just, like, akin to fucking Rhysand and Tamlin? Like, are those the gods that the TOG people are looking at as gods?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's Fae in TOG, but they're not, like, described as being these, like, high powerful Fae.
Yeah.
So are, like, their gods just high Fae?
Interesting.
In a different realm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that theory.
That's where my brain went.
Oh. Okay, my first one, we're circling back to the mercenary.
Yeah.
The mercenary says something along the lines of, like, someone once did something similar for my kin. So I'm, like, paying it forward. When Feyre asks her about, like, why are you giving me so much money, basically. Yeah. And I'm wondering if possibly this mercenary is somehow related to the merchant in Throne of Glass. What the fuck ever his name is, I can't remember.
The one with the spider silk?
The shapeshifter, yeah.
Lysandre's uncle?
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe. Yeah. That also made me think of the moment where Aelin gives Irene money and, like, wants to pass it forward.
Yeah.
Like, she explicitly is like, I'm passing it on. Like, do good for someone else.
Yeah.
Like, it gave me that vibe, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the mercenary, or the merchant in Throne of Glass helped Aelin more than she helped him.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that's interesting. That could be some weird crossover situation. I don't know. What else you got?
Okay. So... when Feyre is learning more about the fairies from Tamlin and Lucien, Tamlin specifically asks her if her mother ever told her about fairies.
Do you know the mom, Tamlin?
That's what I'm saying, because he knew that she was with her father.
Mm-hmm.
So why did he ask her specifically about her mother and not her father? Why didn't he say, has your father ever told you about fairies?
They have some weird history.
So then, my brain got thinking, what if Feyre's mother was Fae?
Maybe.
Feyre?
I actually love that.
Does Tamlin know Feyre's mother?
I want to know
Feyre's mother
that.
Even dead?
Do we ever talk about her again? I don't remember. I don't know if we do.
I don't think so.
Maybe that's a thing.
I don't know.
But they just, like, buried the lead there.
Yeah.
Maybe it's talked about in good old CC.
Maybe. Or maybe it'll come up sometime in the books that are not out yet in ACOTAR.
Yeah, that's true. We have more to come.
I mean,
ACOTAR.
I feel like Tamlin's gonna
come back in some fashion
at some point. Yeah.
God, the way his storyline,
I know.
Can't with him. Okay,
fucking.
But that's down a whole nother rant. The other one.
Okay.
Great right.
Yeah.
So not only are they banging and making magic, but a whole part of it is kill a white stag.
Thank you. That's written down right here.
And I was like, Lord of the North?
Uh-huh.
Like, because Throne of Glass, they mentioned the white stag several times.
Several times.
And how he, like, comes and helps win the war, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets her there. But, like, is that not related?
Right.
Why is a white stag specifically mentioned?
Right.
And isn't in Throne of Glass it talked about having been more than one, or is it just the one High Lord of the North or whatever?
I think
Lord
it's
of
just the one.
Okay, I thought there was like a flock of white stags.
Yeah, I don't think it's just one. I take it back.
I mean, there might be like one specific Lord of the North.
Yeah,
horse,
Brennan, whatever.
Yeah, but there might be more white dudes.
They're good.
White horses.
White dudes everywhere.
Running around. Yeah. So we have a little under a minute.
Oh, God. Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
Well, I had two more, but you stole mine. So we're going to talk about the lady with the red nails.
Yeah.
In the dream.
Yes. Was it nails or lips?
Red nails. Blood red nails.
Okay.
I feel like we obviously know that this is Amarantha, or whatever her name is.
Amarantha?
Amarantha.
Whatever. I've always said Amarantha.
Okay, we'll say Amarantha.
We can Google it and come back later. Carry on. You have like 10 seconds.
The way that she described the way that she felt, I feel like she might be Valg.
Oh. I literally can't say anything
welcome back.
Fuck.
To anyone who tuned out, welcome back. We just had some really rapid fire discussion.
Now I have to. Okay. We're gonna have to talk about that.
We can talk more about it later.
Because now I'm very interested in that too. So if you read all of SJM, actually we haven't even read Crescent City yet.
We haven't read Crescent City.
So when you listen to our theories, like, just know that.
Yeah. We're waiting to read Crescent City because we're both snobs and want the paperback.
Yeah.
Of the third one, and we don't want to start the series
until
we have the third one.
I already have a stupid hardback Silver Flame.
I know.
And that pisses me off.
I know.
I should have waited and got a box set.
I know. If the paperback takes too long, though, I'm going to buy the hard copy and then just sell it when the paperback
We told
comes
you
out.
we were extra, right? When it comes to books and stuff. But anyway, we're going to get out of the ACOTAR world for just a minute. Yeah. I know this is going on a long time, so we'll try to make it fast.
It's okay.
It's fine.
We've got probably 10 minutes.
We're also feeling it out, guys.
Yeah.
Like, the times of podcasts might adjust moving forward, but we also didn't want to skip stuff.
Yeah. This one might be long, or we could just make
it's also the intro episode.
Yeah. Hello. You got to get to know us a little bit. And,
Yeah. And I do think, so this next part, we're going to do regularly also.
Yeah.
So we are reading ACOTAR together, obviously, but we also have other reads actively going.
Of course.
What are you currently reading right now?
Right now I am reading Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens.
Okay.
I think that's her name. I don't know. I don't have the book with me.
With no spoilers, give me like a movie trailer synopsis.
I don't really know. I'm only like 2 chapters in, maybe 4. But basically we're meeting this girl named Kaya who lives in a swamp or a marsh. Sorry. The people in town call her a marsh girl.
So rude.
Her family, oh God. I'm bad at movie trailers. I want to tell you all the details.
I've read the book, so I can try to help you, but you're not that very far.
Her dad kind of sucks. Someone got murdered.
Yeah.
Someone in town, not like anyone in her family. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know.
Nice.
There's not much going on.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid book.
Her dad is teaching her how to fish.
Yeah.
And she rides a boat.
I have like vague memories of the book.
I've seen the movie.
It like
I could tell you all about it.
Yeah, we could tell you the entire story, but the whole point of this segment is to not spoil books. Well, I'm currently reading Hunting Adeline. And this is all thanks
You're
to
welcome.
you. Yeah. My God. I read Haunting Adeline, obviously, before that. And what can I even give you in a movie trailer? Pay attention to the trigger warnings at the beginning of the book.
Absolutely.
Don't just be like, okay, whatever, because it's real. And it's vigilante, bad guy, stalker vibe. With, of course, a love story.
Of course. Dark romance.
It's dark. Lean on the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Hunting Adeline, I'm not very far because I think I'm struggling.
It's a rough one.
Yeah. We're in a part where, main character is going through it.
She's in a pickle.
Waiting to be rescued.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you to buckle up because you're going to get about halfway through the book before that ends.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So.
I've heard similar things.
Yeah.
But it's heavy.
Yeah.
I like the writing style a lot. I
actually
really enjoy the writing style. I think that the author, I wish I could tell you the name off the top of my head.
Carlton.
It's literally behind me.
It's H.G.
Carlton.
I love her.
Her writing style is really good. I feel like she puts in her own sense of humor. She does really like relevant references also. Mm-hmm. I've been noticing like to pop culture or something that like brings you into into the today.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're reading about a story that could be happening right now.
Yeah.
Which this book kind of makes me feel that way anyway, because our world's really dark.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah. So that's what I'm reading.
Yeah, I feel like...
If you don't like dark romance, and I know we're like, shits and giggles, like, dark romance can be fun, sure, but this one's, like, extra dark.
Well, maybe it's not. It's really not. It's like I mean, it's dark. Don't get me wrong. Listen to the trigger warnings.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But, like, from what I hear... Okay, hear me out. Hunting and Haunting Adeline were my, like, intro into dark romance. And apparently that's a really good place to start because it gets worse from there.
I'm sure
like,
that's true. I'm sure that's
I don't know that I could handle much darker than
Yeah.
Hunting Adeline.
It's a lot. I like the writing style if you're okay with feeling uncomfortable reading.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you like you want to be the most confused you've ever been after a book. I was so conflicted. Like I really enjoyed it, but also hated it, and also didn't question myself. You know,
yeah,
like it's like
definitely
you
made
go
me
through a
question
journey
myself.
reading Hunting, and I'm not even anywhere near done with Hunting, so I'm sure there's more to come.
Hunting is, in my opinion, so much better.
Yeah.
Like, even the writing, I feel like, improves a little bit in Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
But it is much darker and heavier. Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Well, I'll buckle up. I'll let y'all know how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be done with it before we talk again.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or I'll just start another book. No, I probably will get through it. All right.
Okay, we're going to do one more thing, probably. And this one we won't do every episode, but maybe every, 6-month check-in. I don't know. What was the last 5-star book that you read?
Kingdom of Ash.
Kingdom of Ash. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we both read Throne of Glass together.
Yeah, literally together.
Literally at the same time. We had we hung out and all we did was read, and then after every chapter be like, oh my God, let's talk about it.
This is what happened.
That's
Can you
why
believe
we
it?
have a podcast, guys. But yeah, Kingdom of Ash was my last 5-star. I've read some fine ones in between now and then, but I think I was on a TOG hangover, and
yeah, I think fine is kind of what you need after Throne of Glass.
It is
just
a lot.
Something to
it's a lot.
Keep you reading, but not use a whole lot of brain power.
Yeah, I read a few books in between now and then that were not 5 stars, and we don't have to talk about them.
Yeah.
What was your last 5-star?
My last 5-star was A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara.
I need to read it. I need to read it.
You don't. You do, but you don't. That's another one that, listen to the trigger warnings. Find the giant list of trigger warnings and listen to every single one of them. Mm-hmm. Very, very, very heavy book, and I want to cry even talking about it 90% of the time.
Let's not make her cry today.
No, I won't cry today. I'm in a good headspace right now. But very, very beautifully written. I guess I could tell you a little bit about it. It follows 4 friends who become friends in college, and they all have lives.
What?
Little ones. Mainly follows the character Jude, who is a beautiful person and has a hard life, goes through some shit. And yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it all over BookTok.
Yeah,
and
I'm
people
sure you
just
have. People sobbing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to read it. I love a good book. If you can make me cry, I feel like your writing is it's hard to elicit tears from me in text.
That's fair.
I'll cry at any show that's stupid that has one moment that I'm like, oh, sweet, then I'll sob about it. But it's harder to get me to tears in a book.
Yeah.
Than it is.
I don't know.
Other media. I guess it depends on the writing.
Did Throne of Glass at any point make you cry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the writing I'm talking
we're
about.
pretty similar then. A Little Life destroyed me.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I've read other sad books since I read A Little Life, and I have no emotions anymore.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever make me cry like that book made me cry.
We're gonna have to do some digging, y'all. What are some suggestions?
I don't even know what sadness is anymore unless I'm thinking about that book.
Oh my God.
And I don't recommend it to anyone, but also
everyone.
Read it.
I'm gonna read it. Maybe I'll read it after I'm done with Hunting and Haunted. Although I might need just, some happy for a minute.
Yeah, and I think that it's really, really important to, check in with yourself and make sure you're in a good headspace before you read it.
Yeah.
And even while you're reading it, check in with yourself regularly, and it's okay to put it down and come back to it. I had to. I can read a book in a day. I'm a fast reader. I read a lot. I spend a lot of time reading. That book took me 3 weeks to read because I could read 20 pages and then put it down, and I had to move on for a little bit. I had to really check with myself and
got it.
Well,
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all will hear about it too.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Yeah.
But
we'll sit here and talk about Jude and cry together
for a whole episode of us sobbing.
We could do a little life.
I don't
episodes.
know. We don't know what we're doing next. We can tell you that we are doing all of ACOTAR.
Yeah.
We're doing the entire series, so buckle up and prepare for that. And if you want to read along with us, we will be posting what chapters we're going through.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know ahead of time.
Yeah, so you can, catch up.
We can let you know now.
Conversation.
Next week,
we're finishing.
Episode, we're going to finish ACOTAR.
We're finishing ACOTAR. And so then episode 3 will be starting in Mist of Fury.
Yeah.
It's my favorite one. I will preface that.
Mine too.
But yeah, so thank you guys.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a very long episode. I really hope you made it to the end. It's been really fun for us. I've had fun.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this has been a really good time.
Excited.
It's like we as best friends get to hang out also.
Yeah.
So this is just a good time for us.
And it's just a normal casual conversation for us. This is what we talk about anyways.
Straight up. If you weren't here, it wouldn't have changed anything. But we really, really hope that you enjoyed this, and please subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to if you did. And, follow along.
Yeah.
See what we do next.
Join us on this journey.
Yeah. Send us suggestions for books we could do in the future.
Yeah. Let us know if there's anything that we did that you don't like.
Yeah. And follow us on the TikTokies.
TikTok,
it's
Instagram.
Books and Crannies podcast on both Instagram and TikTok. We'll also have YouTube with the same handle where you can watch this, but it's a video. Hey to those watching. So yeah, if you want to see us in life and see the bookshelves we made, you guys,
my gosh,
they're so
really
freaking
cute.
Check
them out.
Check them out. We didn't do it just for the podcast. I mean, kind of, but I needed new shelves anyway, so we made them extra cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, go subscribe to all the things. Leave some comments. Follow along. We love you if you've listened this far.
Absolutely.
We already love you. We're best friends.
I can't believe you are my friend now. Sorry, that was weird.
I just can't believe it.
I just can't believe it.
But yeah, truly, thanks for listening. And tune in next week to finish ACOTAR.
Oh my God.
A Court of Thrones and Roses. I just ruined your
And you said A Court of Thorns and Roses.
I was trying to replicate my fumble earlier when we started, and it was extra bad. But anyways, for real now.
All right, guys.
Happy reading.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye.